In a land where the scorching sun beat down on sandy hills and rivers, murmured the song of life, a tribe called the Israelites lived. Among them was Hannah, righteous woman who had prayed and pleaded for a child for years. Sitting on her prayer rug, she was engrossed in worship. Hannah made a vow and said, "O God, if you give me a child, I will dedicate him to your service." Hannah's prayer was answered, and she bore a son named Samuel. From an early age, Samuel was educated in the tabernacle of worship under the guidance of Eli, the high priest of Israel, and became known for his intelligence, wisdom, and piety. During his teenage years, God chose Samuel as his prophet and appointed him to guide and lead the Israelites. Samuel fulfilled his mission with courage and honesty, warning the people of their sins and calling them to obey God. The corruption and sin of Eli and his sons provoked God's wrath. Samuel delivered the message of God's punishment to Eli and stripped him and his family of the prophecy. Shortly after, Eli and his sons were killed in a battle with the Philistines. After Eli's death, Samuel was chosen as the judge and leader of the Israelites. He ruled with wisdom and justice, judging the people and leading them against their enemies. For years, the Israelites had been oppressed by the Philistines. With God's help and the courage of the people, Samuel defeated the Philistines and brought peace to the land of Israel. However, over time, some of the people asked Samuel to choose a king for them. Samuel initially opposed this request, believing that only God should be the king and ruler of Israel. But at the insistence of the people and at the command of God, Samuel anointed Saul, a tall and courageous man, as the first king of Israel. If you have watched the video so far and found it interesting, be sure to support me with your like Saul, who later became known as Shaul, was initially a righteous and powerful king. But over time, he became arrogant and selfish and disobeyed God. Samuel repeatedly warned Saul of his sins, but he paid no heed to Samuel's warnings. God instructed Samuel to anoint David, a young shepherd, as Saul's successor. David, known for his courage, faith, and justice, was loved by God and the people. Finally, Saul was killed in a battle with the Philistines, and David was crowned as the new king of Israel. David was a mighty and just king, and his reign is known as the Golden Age of Israel. Samuel continued his mission as a prophet and leader of the Israelites until old age, and he eventually passed away and was recognized as one of the most important figures in the history of this people. This story, narrated in the first and second books of Samuel in the Old Testament, has inspired generations of people and is considered one of the most important religious texts in Judaism and Christianity.